YouTube, it is your favorite game here, Above Average Cody, coming at you with a decently requested video. Today we have my Argyle map callouts. Now we're going to take a walk through this entire map. I'm going to give you guys everything that I like to use for a callout for all of the major points on the map to hopefully help you guys in your ranked endeavors and overall just communicating with your teammates. Now I will say, guys, these callouts are a mixture of what I've heard teams use in scrims. I watched Onset's video to kind of fill in some of the gaps, and then some things that I like to call certain things that just make more sense, and these are the comms that I intend to be using with our current team that we're working with. Now, without further ado, diving right in, guys. We start right here where you spawn up. This is going to be back base or back flag because, of course, you only play CTF on this map, guys. You have the grav lift, goes up here. You have grapple. Either call it grapple, top grav lift. Obviously, you'd prefer to call it grapple. A thing to remember, guys, with comms, if you do not know what to call it, don't just say right there. Don't just say up top. Don't say in the base. Just call it either what spawns or what it looks like. It is the top of the grav lift. That's why I say that, because sometimes it's just easier to say whatever is going on there. Here you have flag, not frag. You have flag, because obviously that's where the flag would be on CTF. You kind of have front base here, maybe front top base, maybe even front court, or in general just front flag. To the left side of the base, guys, you obviously have sniper, and then you could call it low sniper steps, high sniper steps, and then also people will call this elbow, because obviously you have your snipe and their snipe. So be sure to specify whether it is your sniper base, the sniper in your base, or the sniper in the enemy base. Up here, sniper plat. There's not really much more of a good name for this one. Top elbow plat maybe even, but that could be confused with that. So sniper plat generally, because most people will just grab the sniper and then make this jump up to get look over on overshield, which it will normally be a camo and everything of the sort. This room right here, guys, is actually called screens because of all the screens here in the room. I like to call this little area disruptor jump, which is this area up here, because a lot of people pushing the base, they'll regen in this area and everything of the sort. Now, before we move too far down that way, guys, I want to go off to the right side. Now, what I'm noticing a lot of people do is they call the right side basically their side. Like, this will be our side of the base, our steps, our main steps, our duck, everything of the sort. I think this is mainly because this is the fastest way to get to camo. So this is basically going to be your side to get to camo the easiest. So this is obviously going to be your duck. And personally, this is where I like to choose what I make comms, and I feel like I've heard Optic kind of use this, maybe not in these exact terms, but I like to call this R because it's on the right side, and I call the other one L because it's on the left side. Now, I've heard people call this one thing like Plat 1 and Plat 2, but since the map is symmetrical and there is going to be one on both sides, I choose to call this one R and then that one L, because no matter what side you spawn on, your side is going to be to the right. And now to specify the elevation changes, I like to go with R2 and then R1. And now this is a lot of area to cover. So R generally refers to this area because this has the most elevation. So like R steps, down here would be R1, and then up here R2. And then maybe call this like R plat or basement plat, because R plat being that's what connects to R, and then basement plat being here. And then, of course, down here, call this basement, which that would normally be, I think, a commando spawn, unless that was one of the changes they made to the map. But basement down here, which leads up to back base and all of the comms that we already made. Coming out to basement flat, which can be this flat area. You move up into R1 because it's on the right side. You take the ramp up to R2, and then you have R plat over here, and then obviously back into flag, and then back over to sniper elbow. Now we're going to keep moving down here. Again, our duck, their duck, and then top mid or overshield, which again, active camo. So call that active camo spawn. I'm just reading what's on my screen. It's throwing me off. You move up here to main. I've heard many call this main, probably because it's just a main, like, step. You can call this main plat. But again, since this is our side, guys, it's going to be our main. So our main steps right here. And then leading down here, this is called coils, because that is where the plasma coil spawn. So this is coils room. Up here, you could probably call it like coil flat or just plasma nades in general. And then you move up to their sniper elbow. Now, this is where it gets a little bit confusing because, again, you do want to specify which side it is on, because there are plenty of situations on the symmetrical map where the enemy could be pushing up that side while you're pushing up this side into the base to grab the enemy snipe. So you could maybe call yours snipe and then the enemy's elbow, but generally I just choose to specify which side of the map because, again, when in doubt, just call it right or left. Just make sure that your team knows that that is based off spawn in a perfect area where you're pushing up, because obviously you're going to be pulling the flag back and right and left could shift when you're running in the other direction. So just keep that in mind. This, I think the best name for this is probably pit, because it's kind of just a pit area and there's not really anything special going on here. Obviously frag spawn down here and then down into coil steps up to mid. And then plasma, again, guys, I already went over that, but I'm just making sure I kind of cover all of my bases as we move up. And then obviously into sniper. And then I'm just going to jump over the base. Obviously the comms here will be exactly the same, just the enemy. However, this will now turn to an L callout because it is on the left side of the map from where we spawned. So call your side R1 and R2, and this will be L1 and L2. And then it will have to turn into their basement plat, and then this can just be L plat, but it could be easy to confuse L plat with L2, so just remember you're calling the 1-2 the elevation. And again, guys, these aren't like concrete calls. Everybody might have different calls, but these are the comms that we plan to use, because right now, me and the team do not use like any comms here, so we're kind of trying to work it out on comms on nearly every map, and then just try to implement it into our gameplay. So I'm kind of just making a video for you guys that might not know what you want to call some things here. And then obviously we have their ductwork, and then we have their main back into our screen room right here. And that's pretty much everything except for the middle of the map. Again, this could be like mid 2 or right under active plat. And then this I like to call front courtyard. I know I said something about calling that front courtyard, but front courtyard easily can be called this whole area down here, because big area and it's pretty open, so you can kind of label it all court. You don't really have to specify if somebody's here or over here. You can even say by basement door. And then obviously enemy court would be the opposite side. Down here you have repulse or center bottom mid. Pretty simple call out there. You don't really need to call it too much special stuff. Now, it gets more technical around here. Personally, I like to call this commando jump, because you use it to jump up to commando. This would normally be a commando, but it is a BR. And then you could specify either right commando jump or left commando jump here. Again, commando there, guys. And then I think that just about covers the majority of the callouts, at least the basics and what we plan to use. Some specifications in the base here are plasma nades, because quite often you get caught in a pinch point here where somebody is in your R2 and they will choose to come out here, and here is kind of like an in-between between front base and then R2. So just call this plasma nades right here, because there will be plenty of times where somebody is hiding over here. And then you can call this like steps to screens, because obviously that is the only clear stair set going up to screens. And then I think that basically covers the majority of simple things. Some stuff Onset mentioned in his video. Some people call this engine room. So I believe they go with E1 and E2. But again, that gets a little bit confusing because there is one on both sides of the map. They probably call it E, he said, because that's literally like an engine blowing exhaust there. But anyways, guys, that pretty much covers the callouts that I plan on using. Argyle, pretty tough map to call out because of the symmetry. If you guys don't know, it's symmetrical, just kind of opposite each side. So obviously you're running at the enemy sniper, while the enemy will be running at your sniper, and everything else is identical. So again, I didn't go through everything on the opposite side, but you still have a pit room and a coil room down here. Here is their coil room, their plasma nades. And then back over here, you have L2, L1, and then again, basement plat, and then there are L plat. That would be L plat. So yeah, guys, that covers it. Hopefully this helps you out. This is just what we're going to use. If you guys have any better names, maybe things that are quicker to say, or maybe I missed a couple things call out wise, feel free to let me know in a comment. I'd love to refine them. Again, these are things that we're working on as a team. So I'm kind of just taking anything that I learn and work on and bringing it to you guys for videos. And this one was pretty requested, so I wanted to definitely go over some Argyle callouts with you guys. But other than that, guys, hit that subscribe button. We're streaming ranked 5 days a week. Again, we're trying to practice and get ready for the opens and just overall improve as a team and a player in general. So hit that sub button, guys. Leave a like on the video. It helps out ever so much. I already mentioned leave a comment. And, of course, channel memberships, super thanks. If you'd like support monetarily, it helps out ever so much. But please do not feel like you have to, guys. And that does it for me. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.